Satnam and welcome from London.
So this is the big question. For modern people like us with busy jobs and schedules, how do we integrate yoga, science in modern life? How do we live our normal lives and yet achieve bliss? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Mariya and welcome to Lifestyle Secrets.
I'm sitting here working on a trailer for our Guru Ratana workshop. Yay! It's gonna be fantastic, and I can't wait to see her. She's an amazing teacher, and I'm sure those who are attending, will have a really blast of a time. And she's been very transformational and a major factor in my life as I was studying Kundalini yoga and going through my transformation. So very excited, and I hope to see a lot of you there. We'll also do a live stream, and I'll share with you, I'm guessing later on, links that you can actually attend. But today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about life and basically learning to live in you, learning to be authentic, because we live a little bit on the outside of that. And sometimes we live to prove things. We live for the others' opinions. And we worry too much of what they say, what they think. But if I look this, or if I say that, or if I don't achieve, or if I'm not successful, or if I'm not married, or if whatever it is in life, we fear. Our biggest fear is judgment from others and what others think about me. And I think what's really important is for us to realize that we as people, each one of us, you are relevant. You're relevant in this universe. You're relevant in what you do, in your being, in your state, in your body, in your mind. And this is something we really forget, right? So I'm about to go and do my manicure today because I like to enjoy myself this way. But also, I was thinking, oh my God, look at me. Like, I actually need to do this. What would people think that I don't maintain myself? And this is exactly what we're talking about. It's whether I do it for me as pleasure and enjoyment, and because I like to see my hands looking pretty and I like to nourish my body and take care of it, or do I worry about what others would say if something is not the way the society accepts it? And we really, so we always ask, okay, what do people think? But do we actually ever stop and say, well, how does my soul feel? What would my whole self will think about what I'm doing, on how I'm thinking, or what I'm succeeding or not succeeding, or as a whole, where do I stand within me? And I think a lot of times we create prejudice in this way, right? So it's very often that we start thinking, oh my God, look at this person. Have you seen them? Oh, they have done X and Y, or look at how they're dressed. And I work in finance, and it's an environment where people have very specific way of dressing, of talking, of communicating, of acting, of showing enthusiasm when sometimes they really don't have it, of competing, because we're constantly being measured and compared to each other. It's really funny, really, when you go and you just spend your day on the trading floor to see how people compare and how people do care of what others say. So every day we'll have at the end of the day, we're gonna have our P&L, our profit and loss, and each trader will be actually marked against their success or loss on the day. And you can see how, if you have lost money, people feel guilty, people feel a little bit kind of ashamed, and if they've made money, they're walking proud on the floor and their chest is puffed up, and yes, I've made it, look at me. But what's really going on inside? Is this really what drives you? Is this what makes you happy? Is this the meaning of your life? Obviously not. So, one thing we need to remember is that we are relevant, and we need to stay authentic to ourselves and within ourselves, and our mind, our soul, and our body matter. So conquering that and understanding that taking care of you as a human being is, taking care of your body and making sure it's strong and healthy, giving it the pleasure of, I don't know, going to a massage or a manicure or whatever it is that actually drives you and delivers pleasure to you. And also finding the time to balance the mind and connect to yourself is very, very important, because we need to remain within, like the journey of yoga, right? What is that? When we practice Kundalini yoga, we go within. We close the eyes and we travel within our body. We go and check, consciously being aware of where do I have tension in the body? How does my mind feel at this moment? How many thoughts just pass through my head? Like, can I actually completely prevent them from entering right now in this moment and just stay with myself in silence and peace and quiet? And at this stage, you say, well, oh, hello. Hi, I'm here finally. Oh, okay, so I actually need to stop, or I need to get a bit more energy, or I need to get moving. This is essential. So connecting to yourself and learning that living authentically means that you go within, that you spend time, that you invest in yourself, and that ultimately what matters is when you ask yourself, how does that feel? Do I agree with this? Does my soul and my mind live in authentic relationship with me, my body, regardless of what others think, regardless of how I'm perceived in this world? Because the reality is we don't really even care. Like, you see somebody, you make comment because you've created a prejudice about something, of a norm in this life, and then 2 minutes later you've forgotten about that, because then you start thinking about yourself. So why do we care of what people say, of what people see, of what people tell you, of what people may think eventually? It doesn't matter. So learning that, going within, learning through your practice in yoga, you have to implement this in your life. Yeah? So going and getting rid of that feeling of being judged. Okay, I go to work, and if we have some problem and something is happening and maybe I've made the wrong decision, we all fail and we all succeed in certain times, in certain ages, and it's our learning process. So you can't castigate yourself, you can't judge yourself on the fact that others may feel or think something. If you are happy within you, then you're good. Yeah. So I'll give you, this morning I had like a really, really crazy story. So for a whole week in my house here, I have a parking space right in front of my house. And for a whole week there was a really nice black Mercedes parked right in front of my alley. So I couldn't even get myself at home. So that was on Monday, that was on Tuesday, that was like through the whole week. And I had a friend coming yesterday from Los Angeles, and she brought like this massive suitcase and massive gong and all her healing balls. And we couldn't even pass it through by the car because they blocked my alley. So I called the building management and said, I don't know who's this car. I'm not gonna go run and ask everybody around, is this car yours? So could you please kindly find who the car is and ask them to remove it, because I cannot even go into my home. And as I woke up this morning, it seems that they've called the council services and they've told the car of whoever was in the building. So immediately I started thinking, oh my God, but maybe, what did I do a wrong decision? What would they think of me? Here I am, like calling the council to take their car, and they'll be very angry with me. And then I stopped and I said, hang on, was that the wrong or right decision? Well, with me, by me, inside of me, that was. And ultimately, we should stop fearing and pulling ourselves down and feeling guilty. But what if they think about? So I'm off to my appointment to get myself ready. I'll see you next day. Satnam. Bye.